again. Okay, guys, just a quick break here. Now we are back for kind of the final stage. Not quite, a bit less than that. And check one, check two. I don't know here. I think I'm live now. Hey guys, so we are back with final stage. Took a little break between the second stage, and now we are not quite the final stage. So last 70 laps, and here we go. This is underway, and we got to restart. I have the feeling outside lane's gonna get a restart. Oh man, they are really. Inside lane got a good initial launch, but outside lane's kind of stacked up. Oh, Harrison Burton getting swirly back there. Oh, and now Daniel Hemmer getting swirly on the inside from the lead. Now he's really dropping back. He's in the middle of 3 wide. He's gonna lose a ton of ground. He got super swirly after restarting from the lead. He has lost probably 6 or 7 spots. My goodness. Wow, that's crazy right there. Oh my goodness. He lost so much. Kyle Busch, though, now back to the lead with 69 laps to go. And then Justin Allgaier, Austin Cindric, and Noah Gragson and Brandon Brown rounding out your top 5 with that first L car. Tommy Joe in the 18th position, having a decent day. He's been top 20 most of the day. But yeah, now we've got about 4 cars out of the race, I believe, on the day. We got 2 guys who weren't even able to start today, and then you got a couple more from later in the race. Oh, and Justin Haley trying to split him in the middle of 3 wide. We've seen that a lot today. He's able to get through him. He goes around Josh Berry and Brett Moffitt. Haley trying to split him in the middle of 3 wide. We've seen that a lot today. He's able to get through him. He goes around Josh Berry and Brett Moffitt. But yeah. And now we are back alive. And now Harrison Burton making a move on the inside of Noah Gragson. Or no, I believe, yeah. Or Noah Gragson trying to make a move on the outside of Harrison Burton. That's what it is. Let's go. And yeah, so man, that Daniel Hemmer got so loose on the inside of that restart there. That cost them so much, man. But anyways, now we are back in here, and it looks like we got. And I swear there are so many cars that just get a little swirly on these restarts. It's crazy. Brandon Brown still on the 2-tire strategy, still in the top 10. But he's probably going to slowly drop back a bit more and more. As now Josh Berry and Michael Nutt are looking to make a pass to the inside of the 68. I'll be totally honest, this race, I just feel like it hasn't been that entertaining. I don't know what it's been missing something.
Boston themselves said, whether it was Tyler Reddick or Ryan Blaney and a number of other drivers, including Austin Cindric, who's running second, Doug was a big part of their career development, and he's doing that again here at Brandon Brown. So, huge asset for him.
And perhaps those older tires have him in a bit of trouble now as he slides back to the 10th position. Kyle Busch is leading, but he's got company. Here comes Justin Allgaier with 62 to go.
Now we're back under commercial break. Boo boo. Do 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 Oh, and we are back under caution, and we got Jeffrey Earnhardt around, as well as multiple others involved. That's a tough one. Junior Nation isn't, I mean, not really Junior Nation, but they're not be too happy about that. The 99 of Stephen Parsons got some damage. That's a pretty nice paint scheme they are running, though, this week. And now everybody's coming down pit road. Kyle Busch with a slow pit stop. Let's look at anything going to get changed up though. Oh yeah. Oh. But Kyle Busch is able to get back by Justin Allgaier. I wonder if something like if Justin Allgaier was going slower. I wonder if Kyle Busch is going to be caught speeding. That's going to be interesting. No, Gregson up 2, Josh Berry up 2, Riley Herbst and Michael Nett both up 2. It'll be interesting to see if anybody was caught speeding on that one. We'll probably restart with approximately 50 to go.
A lot about the pit crew, but it's also a lot about the driver and the team and how they set up the tag to make sure you get all your speed. Here you see Justin Allgaier clearly out in front of Kyle Busch. And look at Kyle roll more speed, a lot more speed, and able to beat him off the pit road. If Kyle doesn't get a penalty here, they need to look at resetting Allgaier's tack a little bit. And, we go off of those lights that do that. So this is, here's your pit road performance here too. So, as you can see, the pit crew for Justin Allgaier got it done for sure. Just, when it says driver, I think that includes a lot of different things.
So I wonder what Justin's saying on the radio after that transpired.
Forward, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. He wasn't speeding. I don't know how to do any better in there. That was 5 solid. So excellent work in the pit zone. Heck of a stop.
Yeah, so that's kind of like I said. Your tack is set up in different ways. You run all your lights, right? So maybe it's all your greens. For me, it's all my greens is where I want to be. And if you go over that, you're supposed to be speeding. That's all set by usually your race engineer, your crew chief, going into the weekend. And, it's a bit of a guess without practice now these days. And it goes to show that maybe the 54 was just a more aggressive with setting up their attack. And I think that's what the difference was. It could be the difference of winning the race.
So, yeah, and now we'll be coming to get the restart here. So
Well, let's go to our Ford Performance Motorsports car, and we can show you the lights that Joey and Brad are talking about. And different drivers set them different ways, but sometimes the drivers I've spoke with, they like maybe to have all the green lights that you see right there. And of course, if you go in the red, like you see right there, that means you're too fast. You have to back it down. Now, I know talking to Jeff Gordon, he said he maybe would play it where one green light not lit up would maybe be right for his pit road speed. I think it's driver preference, though, Brad, Joy, but that's what you're talking about with the lights.
Yeah, everybody definitely does it their own way and does it differently. But, here's the same thing about their risk versus reward on this deal, right? Like, if you think about it, Kyle Busch gets a lot of speeding penalties. He also is very fast down pit road a lot of times. He gains a lot of spots on pit road. So it's kind of risk versus reward. And you saw what the reward was right there, coming off pit road to the lead.
The impact of the pandemic on youth sports has been significant, and while recovery has started in some communities, kids most in need are still on the sidelines. Visit goodsports.org to learn how you can help Fox Sports and Good Sports restore play for at-risk youth and programs that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. So let's get a little reset here. Just over 50 laps to go. Kyle Busch is leading. You got Allgaier up there, Noah Gragson, Austin Cindric. As you look at this thing, I think any of those four, maybe others, but certainly those four, any of them could be in play. What do you see happening in the final stretch here, guys?
Well, I'm really curious about Justin Allgaier. He was so fast right there, Joey, towards the end of this last run, and he actually ran Kyle down. Got to his bumper.
This pair in the booth they got today.
Restart and can get to the lead.
What in the world?
We've seen a couple cars do so far. Get by Kyle Busch on the restart. Kyle's going to have a really tough time passing him.
Well, that's why you got to watch the whole race. You just never know what's going to happen. At one point, we thought Kyle Busch was just going to win the race and walk the dog on everyone and be gone. And now, look at him now. I mean, the 7 was pressuring him. He looked really tight. I'm sure both those cars made adjustments, along with the other cars that are pretty fast already, fine-tuning it, finding a little bit of speed.
Here comes the choose.
And now the choose. Kyle
says everybody's splitting pretty evenly.
Noah Gragson behind him. Allgaier goes low, and so did Cindric, I believe, here. For
that inside lane. That's going to be interesting. They got Cindric, who's been a great pusher on the restarts today.
All the way up into the top 5. Now P3. A great restart for him. Same thing. He could take off and win this race.
Hey, this might sound crazy because I know drivers want to win every race, but you look at Gragson and what's been happening to them in recent weeks, and the fact that he lost here on the final corner of the final lap when we were here in October. What's the level of motivation for a driver in that circumstance?
It's just fun to get it back. You want another shot at it, and being that close to a win. And
they're going to be restarting here soon in a minute with about 15 to go. Somebody who's having another pretty solid week, Josh Williams in the 15th position after snagging a top 10 last week at Ohio.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty aggressive here. I could eat both of these second-row cars, being very aggressive here with the push. And I think this is going to be an exciting restart for sure. I can't wait to see it.
Here comes the restart. Kyle Busch and Allgaier front row. Gragson will be pushing Kyle Busch, and Cindric will be pushing Allgaier. Cindric's been a good pusher all day, but let's see how this restart goes. Allgaier looks like he may actually have something for Kyle Busch. Oh, that was a good restart by the outside lane. Oh, good push by Gragson, but the Allgaier's still hanging right there. They're dead even right now. Allgaier's got a bit of a lead, but the inside lane tends to slide off a bit. Cindric really didn't get the bottom hook too well right there. But Allgaier is still hanging door to door with Kyle Busch as they head down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Oh, but he gets a little swirly on the entrance into 3 and 4, and I think Kyle Busch is clear unless he gets a really good runoff here. Allgaier gets the runoff, though. He is still there on quarter panel. Kyle Busch, he side drafts him, and now he's all the way back up in front of him. Oh, did they tap there? And now Allgaier's got a little bit of a lead. Oh, he's going to get a better exit off turn 2, and it looks like Allgaier's going to have Kyle Busch cleared. And Cindric making a ballsy move on Gragson for third. Oh, he's trying. Cindric's not clear yet. But now Allgaier has got a 2-car length lead over Kyle Busch with the leads coming to 50 to go. Allgaier, Kyle Busch, Cindric, Gragson, and Harrison Burton round out your top 5. Then it's Josh Berry, Daniel Hemrick, Michael Annett, and Riley Herbst.
takes it up to fourth. Barry is sixth. Michael and Annette in the top 10 and ninth. They're having a nice day at JR.
Yeah, we got about 8 or 9 cars out of this race at this point. There have been a lot of damage been dealt today, actually. But only one car that was maybe a top 10 car has been involved in an incident, though, and that was Jeb Burton, and maybe the most controversial incident of the day. After getting a little bit of a tap from Josh Berry.
Down to the bottom of the racetrack. Seems like he's struggling a little bit to get his car to work in the PJ1 and 1 and 2. That's been his Achilles heel. Very fast through 3 and 4. 1 and 2 has not been as easy for him.
All guys are opening it up a little bit on Kyle Busch and Cindric. He's running the fastest laps right now.
Sometimes, on new tires, you can make the bottom work for a few laps before you have to search and try to find that traction compound. And, you see, look at all these guys pretty much going for the bottom down there in 1 and 2. That won't be like
Yeah, we still got a lot of racing left. It'll be interesting to see if there are any big changes that happen.
The other piece of that traction compound as well is that it wears off, right? Now, when you think about it, we ran a whole truck race and 2/3 of an Xfinity race. It's starting to wear off some. So you're going to have maybe not as strong in that traction compound as it was.
The one thing we really haven't seen today is that long green flag run. And as Larry pointed out, everybody's in their window. They can go the distance. So that could have been the last pit stop of the day that we just had moments ago. And just as I say that,
Oh, we got a spinner. It's the 15 of Colby Howard in turn 2. A little rear end damage, but that should be fine. Or at least finish out the race. Oh, man.
Jeffrey Earnhardt hit the wall. So
I did not realize that. He's got a little left front. He's got right front damage there as well. I had not realized Colby Howard was only 19 years old.
So happy here, just really high.
Yeah, he was really high. He just lost it.
And here's what happened here. It's like
It's already given show, so maybe something happened before this, Joey.
Maybe, but he was definitely very high up in that traction compound. And that's the part of the racetrack that no one is running. Here's where he hit the wall earlier. Yeah, that's going to make it a lot looser when you get down to the other end as well. But I was saying about the traction compound, when you go above a certain amount, all the debris, the dust, the tire, marbles, all that gets stuck to the traction compound above that. And that is what, when you get too high, makes it really slick.
Yeah, good point. We talk about the PJ1, and one of the things that makes it special is it's very sticky, gives a lot of grip to the tires, but you have to keep running, and then as the cars run through it, they actually clean it. They pull all the dirt and grime out of it, but when you get too high, it doesn't pull out.
free pass goes to Ryan Vargas, who got his career best finish when we were here in October, finished 8th, driving the 4-car today. He scored 28. 45 laps to go in Texas. Justin Allgaier leading Kyle Busch. A restart when we return.
If it looks like an F-150, goes like an F-150, holds like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700.
So how you guys doing? We got another caution slam that led to a commercial break, a spin by Colby Howard in turn 2 after making contact exiting turn 4 with the wall. So yeah, but we'll probably get restarted with about 40 to go. Justin Allgaier has taken the lead from Kyle Busch, who's been probably the fastest car almost all day. But yeah, now Allgaier's taking the lead from Kyle Busch. And then Cindric has also been really fastest in 3rd. Then Gregson 4th, who's having a solid run this week, unlike other weeks. Hopefully things don't go too bad for him.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you are.
With unprecedented access,
Expert analysis,
and the only place for the biggest stars from behind the wheel. Join us behind the desk.
NASCAR Research, sponsored by Wendy's. Weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Okay. Also, if you guys see this here in front of me, We got two Bubba Wallace. We got a Bubba Wallace Hauler and some Bubba Wallace 187s. I got these up for sale for $20 if anybody's interested.
FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Tucker Carlson Originals, exclusively on Fox Nation. In a new episode, Tucker travels to El Salvador to get the truth about MS-13's terror. MS-13 is one of the most violent criminal organizations in the world. In El Salvador, the gang nearly destroyed the country. Learn how gang members migrate to the U.S. and the devastating impact. Can the U.S. put a stop to the threats before it's too late? Those policies endanger the lives of Americans. Soon we will see the results. Tucker Carlson Originals. New episode available now, exclusively on Fox Nation.
Tonight on Fox, a bitter NL Central rivalry is renewed as the Cards get the Cubs. The Giants take on the Nationals, or the Astros and Twins. All the coverage starts 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check your local listings for the game in your area. 43 laps to go in Texas, and to say the fans are having a good time would be an understatement. They're having a good time in the studio as well. Justin Allgaier leading. Your thoughts, Shannon and Jamie?
We'll be dancing like that in just a second when we throw it back to you guys. Kyle Busch, obviously the favorite coming into this race, but the rest of these guys are not going to let him win this race easily.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier made a great move there to get the lead on that last restart. If you look, he kind of started mid-pack back in 16th, has a steady climb all the way up to the lead, couple of drops there at the stage breaks when we had pit stops, but he's been really strong, and he's already won 2 races this year, both at Darlington and Charlotte, 2 of the last 8, so he's been pretty consistent. And he's one of those guys we talked about in the pre-race show that we thought if he gets to Phoenix, which we think he will, if he'll be the one to give Austin Cindric the hardest time.
Let's see Justin Allgaier's dance moves on this restart. Adam, I know you're dancing in the studio.
I wanted to see McMurray dancing. I mentioned what a great day it's been for Junior Motorsports. Allgaier up there. Gregson in the top 5. Barry and Michael Annette. And Annette really needed this because what Gregson is doing, he's now jumped up on our leaderboard, and Annette puts himself on the bubble. So that one car needs to stay in the top 10.
Man, yeah, but this is a good rebound week for Junior Motorsports. All 4 cars in the top 9.
Earlier today, first time in Texas, he's in a truck, goes out and finishes 11th, started this race 28th, and he's up in the top 10 once again. Just head down, learning. You see the rookie stripes on the bumper. The only thing he said recently is that they do have a slight vibration, but it doesn't seem to be impacting his speed or ability right
So
now.
we'll be restarting with 41 to go.
Blow me away. And what he's been able to do this year, wins at Martinsville, and he actually said maybe more impressive to many in and around NASCAR than his Martinsville win was the runner-up finishes he had at Darlington and Dover, and here he is once again coming from deep in the field and trying to produce a top 10 finish.
Well, I think something really cool about Josh Berry, he grinds it out. You know, he's been trying to make it for a long time. Most of the drivers you see getting into good cars these days are 18, 19, 20 years old when they first start. You know, Josh Berry's been at this for a long time. He's 30-ish. I don't know exactly, but I know he's around 30 years old. He's been trying it for a long time. He's getting a good opportunity in Junior Motorsports cars, and now he's getting opportunities to drive trucks. He's been able to show some of his talent. A really cool story of persistence that is really showing through with Josh.
Well said. Shoes on the other foot now. Allgaier has control, takes the outside lane. What do we anticipate on this restart?
A big push from Austin Cindric in that high lane, along with Noah Gregson on the bottom lane. That's going to really set this up.
Cindric's chance to win the race happens on this restart.
There's some Allgaier.
And there they go. And the restart, and Justin Allgaier with a really solid push, man. That outside lane stacked up real good, but Gregson giving a solid push to Kyle Busch on the inside, but Allgaier's just going to roll out, but he doesn't clear Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to be able to get on his quarter panel and side draft him and pull back alongside and get out there in front. Just dip his nose out. Oh, he's clear of him now. Is he going to try and slide up? Oh, but he slides a little bit, and the 7 comes back around the outside. 54 gets a little loose. Oh, man, this is just like the restart from before, except now Kyle Busch is in Justin Allgaier's shoes and Justin Allgaier's in Kyle Busch's shoes.
Now who does Cindric help?
Oh, Allgaier keeps getting the run along the outside, but then the 54 is able to just side draft him on down the back and front stretch and pull out ahead going into the turn. Oh, he's not clear of him yet. This is allowing Cendric to just get closer and closer. He's going to be able to be there next time by. And now Allgaier clears Kyle Busch off turn 4 and leads with 39 to go. Your top 3 are all under a blanket. Allgaier, Busch, and Cendric, the dominant cars of the day. And then it is Gregson and Harrison Burton round out your top 5. And then Hemrick, Snyder, Allmendinger, Berry, and Herbst round out your top 10. Brandon Jones and Michael Annett, Justin Haley, Brett Moffitt, Brandon Brown, Ryan Sieg, and Clements round out your top 17.
Hey, if you go back to thinking about Cendric, his car was best in the end of stage 1 after a heat cycle on those tires. Remember that? So maybe this is an opportunity for him. We'll keep an eye on the 22. Allgaier leading Busch by a smidge, and Busch is there as they hit turn 3.
Oh, Kyle Busch able to get under. Oh, is he there? Man, these guys are really even. This is going to be an entertaining battle right here. Allgaier taking a really defensive line, but Kyle Busch has got the speed. He certainly has got the speed.
He ran the bottom on 1 and 2 before that. He saw where Kyle was making speed. Go take that speed from him.
37 laps to go. Let's crank it up. Sponsored by Applebee's.
Allgaier, Kyle Busch, Austin Cendric, Noah Gregson, Daniel Hemrick, Harrison Burton, Ryan Snyder, Allmendinger, Josh Berry, Riley Herbst, right there, top 10. Then Brandon Jones, Justin Haley, Michael Annett, Brett Moffitt, Brandon Brown, Ryan Sieg, Jeremy Clements, Tommy Joe Martins, Josh Williams, and Ronnie Bassett Jr. right out your top 10.
Kyle Busch not going away with 34 to go. Brandon Jones off the pace.
Brandon Jones. Oh,
Let's see if we get a replay of it.
caution.
Oh, caution is out.
What? What's the caution? Oh my gosh, NASCAR. What is this?
Gets the air off on a little bit. It's going to get sideways. He saves it. Got it. Nice job, Brandon.
What's the caution for? What's the caution for, NASCAR?
Just not on the bottom like you want it to be. Got loose, and this is where he does a good job. He didn't overcorrect and shoot up into the wall on the outside wall. We've seen that happen before. It's like, I think we saw that in Charlotte.
All right, here we are, 34.
That's NASCAR. What the heck? That's like got to be the worst caution I've ever seen. One of the worst cautions ever. That was horrible. What?
Green flag laps on their tires. I just think track position is so important. We got 27 drivers on the lead laps. I think you'll see some drivers pit here, but I think you're going to see a lot of them stay out just to keep that ever important track position.
Yeah, I think if you're, backside of the top 10, maybe give it a shot. You might. It's 33 laps to go. You get another caution, another 10 laps. You'd really want to take them then, but. If you're out of the running and you're not going to win the race either way, give it a shot. Maybe you can drive through the field. Maybe you'll get a couple lucky cautions and you'll find yourself right up there.
I just cannot see winning this race if you pit right here. I think you lose too much position, and barring some kind of major unforeseen circumstance, it doesn't seem like the race-winning move, Joey.
That's why I said if you're not back.
Yeah, I just can't see.
Do it up front.
Hey, two storylines that this caution produces. One, the strategy that could come with it. We just talked about that. The other is another restart for the 7. You don't want to have to fight off Kyle Busch over and over, one, because he's one of the best restarters in the business. And two, you start to show your hand a little bit on what you're going to do. Is that right?
Yeah, no doubt. Justin's done a great job on these restarts, but there's only so many of these restarts you can win in this scenario. Like we talked earlier, a lot of it depends on who gets behind it, who gives you the push, and you're just running through those opportunities as we see some good stops.
So this is that group that you talked about, Joey. If you can't win it from where you are, maybe you pit here, get some tires, and try to gain some ground late. And Michael Annette, the best running of those that came down the pit lane, he was 13th. Brandon Brown also came down and got tires. So did Ryan C. Who's top 10.
And okay, we'll be coming to about 30 to less than 30 to go, probably close to 25 to go when we get restarted here in the Xfinity Series race. But we're going to be going nonstop here really quick. I have a feeling we're going to have quite a few more cautions before this thing is over.
Soto delivers again. Baseball night in America tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Well, the best season ever is going off with a bang. And FS1 is where the fireworks are. Because for the first time, the Lone Stars hosting the All-Stars. I'm not talking championships. There are no points here. I'm talking speed versus grit. A horsepower rodeo for a cold hard bag of dust. I'm talking about a race for $1 million. NASCAR All-Star Race tomorrow at 8 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. You don't always set out to be a rock star, but when the spotlight finds you, you become one anyway. Join the Ram Spotlight Sales Event. Get $3,550 in total values on the 2021 Ram 1500.
If you're wondering what I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at my order for diecast cars.
Yeah, but humans have Geico to protect them. So it goes wrong, they're covered. What do we have?
What could go wrong? Ooh, a feather.
A feather. Duck, Junior!
That's no duck, Daddy. That's a vulture.
Geico for RVs. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
You know, you keep coming to the Fox booth over and over, and you start to gain some confidence, and then you just kind of want to take over. Brad, I feel like that's where we're at right now. You got a lot of good information over there.
Absolutely, hands down. We're looking at Justin Allgaier, and Justin has never won here before. In this race last year, Justin was dominant. He got a late race penalty and just put him out of contention. And who went on to win? Well, Kyle Busch kind of until he got penalized after the race and then went taken away from him. In this race, 7 of the last races has been a different winner. That's kind of a crazy stat. And if you look at our top 10 right now, there are 7 cars in the top 10 that have not won here before. So it seems like 7s might be the wild number. Just saying.
There you go.
Your 3 7s.
Yeah, 7s are wild. Regan, you used to drive the 7.
And we'll be restarting here in a second with 29 to go. Allgaier, Kyle Busch, Austin Cedric, Noah Gragson, Daniel Hemrick, Harrison Burton, Maya Snyder, AJ Allmendinger, Josh Berry, Riley Herbst. Round out your top 10. Justin Haley, Brandon Jones, Tommy Joe Martins, Josh Williams, and Ronnie Bassett Jr. round out your top 15. And then I believe the first car on fresh tires is either Moffitt in 18th or Annette in 19th. It'll be interesting to see how fast they work their way up through the field. Whew. Allgaier restarting on the outside, Kyle Busch restarting on the inside. Allgaier's got Centric pushing, and Busch has got teammate Hemrick pushing. Let's see how this goes. It's going to be 9 to go. Coming to the green. Allgaier and Busch. And the outside lane gets a good launch. Cedric has been a great pusher all day. And, man, he's almost got Allgaier clear of Busch there. And he's all over him. That inside lane, though, tends to either stick or not stick, though, down here in turn 1. Is it going to stick for Busch? Oh, and he got it pretty good. He's still on the corner panel of Allgaier. That's exactly what he wants. So they're side drafting pretty intense. They swing it down there into turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch trying to slide up on him, but Allgaier is going to try and cross him over on the inside, which he does. Now Allgaier will lead at the line, but Kyle Busch is all over his quarter panel. Now Kyle Busch is able to edge out back in front, and they dive down into turns 1 and 2. Now Gregson is up joining this battle with the top 2. And Allgaier comes off the bottom and nearly goes right through Busch. Oh, that could have been worse, but somehow he kept his momentum through that. I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. Kind of hard to tell. But now Kyle Busch is back into the lead with Allgaier in second, Cindric in third, Gregson fourth, Hemrick fifth. Annette up to 14th, gained 5 spots so far. Looking for anybody else who's making some progress back up through this field.
The only thing changed is Kyle came up the racetrack and didn't let Justin Allgaier get back to his right rear, and that was the difference.
And that was a great restart by Kyle Busch. That's why he's one of the best. It'll be interesting to see if Allgaier can get back up here in battle. And
that's why he's great. Absolutely. He recognized that he didn't take
now for an update on first people on fresh tires. We got first person on fresh tires is Annette, and he has only gained 5 spots. Other than him, I don't think anybody else on fresh tires has really made up a ton of ground yet. Yeah, now Kyle Busch already up over half a second on Allgaier. I wonder if his car is finally coming to him now.
Just think about what that 54 has done on mile and a half. The last 2 mile-and-a-half races, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Martin Truex Jr. in a different zip code got a speeding penalty. Ultimately, could never rally all the way back. He ends up second, but I think he sort of noticed that day, back in March, that this team was going to be really good on the intermediates. And then you go to Charlotte just a couple of weeks ago with young Ty Gibbs driving. He spins at the end of stage 2, comes all the way back to get his second career victory. So the 54 has been really good on intermediates. And now you put Kyle behind the wheel and you match up his record here with their success this season. It's not really surprising.
Kyle Busch out front. Allgaier inching in, though, it looks like a little bit. Lap by lap. We'll see, though.
It's not over, guys. He just ran almost a tenth quicker than Kyle that last lap.
I think the 7 is a little better on the long run. So 22 has just been really solid all day with Austin Cindric. Not necessarily the fastest car, but right there every restart and every run. And Noah Gragson, his drive through the field has been really impressive. Maybe not quite as fast as the 7, but still a really strong day.
Much needed day for the 9. And Hemrick, last week got 2 laps down, had a flat tire in Mid-Ohio, comes back for a 12th. We talked about their success on the mile and a half, not the laps led today that he had in Charlotte, but trying to produce another top 5 finish. The difference continues to be right around a half a second, maybe a little more. Just keep watching as the 7 tries to reel in Kyle Busch. 21 to go.
Where Justin has been so good is turns 1 and 2. That's where he's has the advantage pretty much the whole race.
Kyle Busch and Allgaier lap times just matching every time. But, still close enough to where if Busch slips up, Allgaier's right there. Brett Moffitt having a solid run in the top 10.
Snyder having a good day in the top 10. As good really as that car has been over the course of a race since day 1. Race 3 in Miami, the first victory of his career. And Snyder will go to the playoffs representing Richard Childress Racing.
And Moffitt was one of the cars that did pit, put tires on, and he's stormed up to the field a little bit.
Yeah, Moffitt, first car on fresh 9. And the next car on fresh tires up to 13th.
Last week in Ohio when they were going to restart on the front road lane, he ran out of gas. So that's a team that was teased a bit with an opportunity to go to victory lane. We'll see if things pan out for a solid finish here today.
It'd be really nice if you can get up here and gain a couple more spots of those fresh tires for that 02 car and that team.
Well, Adam, we have the roulette wheel here in the studio. Yes, we are going to spin the roulette wheel, and we're going to tell you who we think is going to win this race. Go ahead, dude. All right, spin the wheel. Here we go. We were trying to get some noise. Can you make some anything like that?
I have no sound effects. Kyle Busch, obviously, he's our leader right now, and it's really come down to just the restart. I think Allgaier might have a little bit of a better car, but Kyle Busch, you saw he slid up in front of Justin on that last restart. I think if we get a restart again, Justin Allgaier might have a little different tactic, but it really has just come down to who can clear laps in the first few laps.
We might pull this roulette wheel out tomorrow night for the All-Star race. Brad, Joey, what do you think? You want us to throw you on this roulette wheel for tomorrow?
I think that's the invert wheel. There's a bunch of inverts going on over the next tomorrow night.
I think Eddie Gossage might have already beat you to it. Might be taking you up on that with the track race up here for the.
We'll be coming to 16 go with Kyle Busch. Still about the same margin over Allgaier.
Kyle Busch has won 98 times in his career. Is that a factor when you spin the wheel? I don't know.
It seems very scientific. I think there's a lot of data behind that.
I would not bet against it. How about that? I think Kyle Busch is in a great position here.
Brandon Brown hanging on to a position in the top 15. Justin Haley in the 11. 39 of Ryan Sieg, one of those drivers that came and got tires a bit ago. So perhaps he can pick off a few more positions. It is for third. Cindric and Gragson.
Gragson's car is very similar, I think, to the 7 cars. I think he's starting really well. Doesn't fall off a lot in the long runs here.
It's one of those cars that takes a couple laps to get going, but it doesn't stop going once it gets going.
Yeah, look at him turn under Jody. Right here underneath Austin Cindric. That's really impressive. Got a little loose right there.
You're going to have a little hammock he's got to deal with here. Also, a slower car in the bottom. They're able to squeeze by.
Now, these two did have a bit of a disagreement earlier this season when we raced at Atlanta.
Oh, Adam, they've forgotten about that.
I'm sure they have.
Still really hot inside these race cars. 148 degrees, getting towards the end of the race. They've been in these cars for almost 3 hours. They're getting a little bit worn down here as we got another great battle here for P8. Moffitt wants to take it from AJ Allmendinger.
Moffitt trying to make a move on the inside of Allmendinger on the first. Oh! At a big moment. Woo!
You know, doesn't care how many tires you have on that thing. Allmendinger wants every point he can get. He's going to race hard all the way to the end. But that's what the tires were about. You know, Brett was able to get those tires and be able to drive through some of the field. You know, we know he doesn't have the fastest car. You got to do something different to set yourself apart and try to make an advantage out of it.
Well, they need a caution, right? I mean, maybe if they got a caution, I know you got a cycle on him, but perhaps he could get even more position if you tighten the field back up. And he's got those tires that are much pressure. What's up?
Just listening to AJ Allmendinger, he's been fighting this race car from the drop of the green flag. And after that last caution, when his son hit it, he said, man, I wish we did it. And now you just saw that incident. He slid those tires. He said, I don't know if that right front is going to make it. I've been chunking it quite a bit.
I mean, it's something when you have a tight balance, you keep sliding it, you're aggressive and pushing it. You just, I always say you're making the tire mad. I feel like tires have feelings. You start making them mad, they're not nice to you anymore. You gotta work them all equally. And as a driver, you have to, really think about that a lot. It's not just go drive through.
Appreciate anybody who's been watching with me here. Oh! And caution with 10 to go. Myatt Snyder hard into the inside wall.
And he had to get away from him.
The kid's running around P15, P16 when this accident happened. We've seen this backstretch of Texas has ate some cars up today, cars and trucks.
It'll be interesting to see if he got any help.
Exit 2 is where it all starts, and they end up midway down the back straightaway in a heap of squad.
But good thing there's that safer barrier down there. For a number of years they didn't have the safer barrier down there. We saw really bad hits, but nice upgrade by the Speedway to put those down there.
Jeff Gordon had a heck of a hit here. He did.
Remember that one?
So we've gotten word that he's not out of the car. He's fired the engine. You can see the AMR safety team is there, and he's going to say no, thank you, and drive away. So let's go.
All right, Snyder drives away from the AMR safety team, but that tire's locked up. I don't think he's
He might need a little help.
He's leaking a little bit. Here you see off of turn 2.
Oh,
he got some help.
he got some help from
Was that the
Josh
car?
Berry.
Well, and then they were feeling the pressure of those cars behind them. Some that it did it. Oh man, that was a wicked hit.
Pretty good, decent hit there.
This is not going to be a very good post race for Josh Berry by the looks of it.
2 races today.
Looking like they might be a little angry.
2 guys Josh Berry has gotten into today. That is not good.
From behind him, and he was another driver that had come down at lap 135 and taken tires, so he was getting aggressive trying to move through as well.
Look how big this hit is. You always know it's a big hit when the rear tires come off the ground. It's just the energy transfer.
Yes, as a car goes sideways like that, it gets light, and then you load all that weight up in the front.
Let's see if we can get another view that shows the contact. It looks like the A car might have gotten the back of him, but
there's saw him pulling away, decided to call it a day. He'll head to the care center and wrap up.
No, I know that feeling. There's nothing that makes it madder than after you're wrecked and you've got to get in that dang truck. And then the door won't
And the door is locked.
I know exactly how you feel, buddy.
That's how my wife reacts when I haven't unlocked the door.
Keep knocking on the window.
I might smile and egg her on a bit.
My hands are full.
I might throw a helmet. We all have our things we do.
Josh Berry coming down, so is Justin Haley. I mean, 8 to go. If they didn't hit last time, I'm assuming. I mean, certainly the guys up front don't come here, right, Larry? What do you think? If you have a set, do you try to use them at all? If you're somebody maybe outside the top 10?
Yeah, if you're outside the top 10, I think that's what we're seeing with the A-car of Josh Berry. We saw it with Justin Haley. But if you're up there inside the top 5, top 6, we're going to go back racing with like 4, 5, 6 laps to go. I think they've already probably packed their pit equipment up because they knew their bed was made.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize there when Berry came down, the pit road was open. Thought maybe they came early because of the damage. But they did take advantage of an opportunity to come down and put on tires. We'll see what ground they can make up. 27 cars on the lead lap here. So let's go back to how it all unfolded today in Texas. And Jeff Burton had it get away from him early.
Yeah, a little help on that one.
There's that
inside wall again.
Yep.
Remember when Matt Mills was spinning?
Exited turn 2 and that backstretch wall have been all but one of our exits today. This one was a little bit curious. Brandon Jones got sideways and went for a yellow. I think we're a little bit early on that yellow, but set up this great battle with Justin Allgaier and Kyle Busch for the lead. Justin's been really strong all day, but this would have been fun. But this launch in here, Mike Snyder with a huge hit. Maybe with contact from Josh Berry.
Yeah, Josh Berry has like just been dumping people all over, man.
Here's our race summary. 7 to go. Gonna be like 5 to go when we return to the green flag. Most laps led today for Kyle Busch. Next in line in that category, Justin Allgaier. And our stage winners, Austin Cindric and that guy Kyle Busch, who leads right now. And we're going to get a restart with everything on the line. What do you do if you're Kyle? What do you do if you're Justin? And who takes the advantage here? Because they've kind of both seen what the other has to offer in these situations.
Yeah, this is a really tough call because Kyle's able to get the lead at the bottom. There's the times that the guy in the top was able to get the lead. Now you have older tires. Does the top prevail a little bit more? So you have
And now we'll be cutting a restart with less than like 5 to go, 4 to go.
In third place, but we don't know what lane he's going to choose. He'll probably choose the outside. We'll find out here.
And here they come. Are they choosing here? Yep. Here comes Kyle Busch. Chooses inside. Allgaier chooses outside. Cindric chooses inside. Gragson chooses outside. Oh, boy. That's some interesting strategy there. And then row 5, both guys on fresh tires. Not totally fresh, but as fresh as you're probably going to see.
That could play a role as they work together.
Surprised to see Austin Cindric.
I believe the first car on fresh tires is Josh Berry. He'll probably restart, I believe, in probably close to 25th.
Restarts on Highland, I thought were really
Third, which is where he was anyway. So maybe he's thinking he's going to go with the leader here and make it happen. We'll have to wait and see.
Or he's feeling that Kyle Busch is just going to have a killer restart here, get a lot of traction and drive, and I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, this is basically the race. Barring another yellow, this launch right here is gonna be dictated.
Here we come. Get into the restart here. We're gonna have 5 to go in the race, boys. Let's go.
Our tire crew, long hot day in Texas with a double header.
Woo.
Including our producer in the chair for the first time, Eric Mandy, doing an outstanding job leading the charge.
Kyle Busch and Allgaier on the front row, then Cindric pushing Busch. And Gregson pushing Allgaier. And here we go. Restart will be coming to 5 to go. Oh, yeah. Are we going to have more cars? Oh, real spin on the outside lane by Allgaier. Really good push by Cindric. Outside lane totally stacks up. Terrible restart. Cindric going to try and make a move to the outside. But then he comes back down and almost cuts off the nose of Brandon Jones. Oh, boy, and they are 3 wide behind him. Hemrick, Allmendinger, and Gregson 3 wide. Moffitt trying to split the gap on fresh tires. Man, Kyle Busch is checked out after a terrible restart by the outside lane and Allgaier. Will we get another caution? That will be the question. Oh, 4 to go, and Kyle Busch is gone, unless there's another caution. Oh, and Harrison Burton's around. We got another caution, and we'll get another restart. We're going to be going into overtime and a green-white checkered. In turns 1 and 2, of course.
Brings out the caution for the 10th time.
Whoa, that's a big one right there. And Harrison Burton as well really did not need this.
So that's it for Harrison Burton's day. And now Moffitt has moved up to 7th spot on fresh tires and the net in 9th. And we'll get another chance at this restart. Well, let's see what happens to him. That's not him. Oh, he just got loose. He was high up on the boom. Big hit.
Brady talked about that earlier too, that how wide the corner is down there.
Yeah, it's just a track is so wide. It's like your angle to the wall gets worse when the track has a wall that's so far away from the racing groove. And almost like you accelerate to it at the same time, Joe. It's hard to explain. But
we see things like that. We think of like a Loudon, right? Where it's fairly wide from the groove where it is, and some of the biggest hits happen there.
And that was a big one. Over into this car is destroyed. Jamie, what have you got?
Yeah, I was just listening to Harrison Burton's radio there, and he said he just got really loose all of a sudden, and he's not sure if one of the tires was maybe going down. You know, he last pitted on lap 111, so those tires are pretty old.
Yeah, it's always hard to say, and afterwards they're all flat. After a crash like that, so be the case there.
It's another look at the aerial. He's already sideways right here in the camera, and you can just see that once it starts going sideways and it gets higher and higher into that PJ1, there is no saving this car for Harrison Burton.
The one thing I noticed on the replay there is not too far in front of Harrison, no Exon. And, he restarted in the second row behind his teammate Justin Allgaier, and right now scored in 8th. And he really had a hard time getting going on that restart to push Allgaier, and now he's lost some positions here as we look toward overtime.
He sure did. That hot lane just didn't quite have the drive at him.
3 Gibbs cars in the top 5 as we head toward overtime. Kyle Busch, Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, we are going to be heading to NASCAR overtime. We started 2 to go after a swing by Harrison Burton.
Season ever is going off with a bang. And that's one that Highlight Party. For the first time, the Lone Star is hosting the All-Stars. This ain't about championships, no points either. This is about a race for $1 million. The NASCAR All-Star Race tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on FS1 Fox Sports App.
from me. Really? My first idea was in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? It's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. They say you should wait 30 minutes to swim after you eat. Nobody said anything about slurping Arby's $1 floats. Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash. Arby's, we have the meat.
The new total support pouch from Haynes can help you achieve balance. This and mesh panels for perfect separation and support. Secure, separate, support. Find your balance with the new total support pouch from Haynes.
A kitchen accident would lead to an early exit. I may have a mental breakdown. An all-new crime scene kitchen after an all-new MasterChef Legends, Wednesday on Fox.
So ashamed to overpay for this used car. I've decided to go undercover. Guess I picked the wrong used car sign.
Remember, if you don't see me, you're not seeing the most accurate price. Shop at Carfax. You won't have to overpay on a used car again.
Oh, hey, Beth, how we feeling?
Good.
Yep. Moving.
Shop millions of great deals along with the free Carfax report. Only at the all-new Carfax.com.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Because we're the engineers who built the most reliable network in America. Thousands of smarter towers with the 5G coverage you need. Broader spectrum for faster 5G speeds. And next generation servers with superior network reliability. Because the more you do with 5G, the more your network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon. Who wins? You.
When Kyle Busch runs in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, he wins. The all-time leader. And leads some of the milestones at Nashville Super Speedway, where he will race next weekend. Number 50, number 75. Most recently, a few weeks ago at Coda, 98. And he continues to chase number 100 and in line for number 99 here today.
I'd say he's in a really good spot, Adam. He's got control of this restart here when we get back going. And the last one, last two restarts, he did an excellent job executing.
Well, and you know what? There's a lot of history on the line in this race from a team perspective as well. If one of those Gibbs cars wins, it would be number 15. As you look at Chris Gale, who is the crew chief who's won 22 times in the Xfinity Series. But this would be number 15 at Texas for Joe Gibbs Racing, matching the Roush Fenway organization for most wins at a track by a single team. They pulled it off at Darlington, winning 15 times.
Wow. This is time for our choose here. We'll see what lane Kyle picks. Last time he picked the bottom lane. Justin Allgaier's going to take the top.
Very similar setup here, except this time behind Allgaier, going to have Brendan Jones.
Oh, that was close for him.
It was close for a couple of them.
He can come off, probably hit that box right there. Real close, like you said. Now, on TV, this looks very easy to do. In the car, let me tell you, you cannot see that thing. No, not at all.
This will be our 6th overtime finish of the year. And the 4th time that we've done it here at Texas Motor Speedway. 2-lap shootout. Once the leader takes the white flag, the next flag would end the race, the caution or the checkers. But if the caution comes out prior to the leader getting back to the white under green, we would reset, do it again. We've got unlimited attempts.
So we'll be coming to get the green flag here in a second.
Your belt's tight just one more time, as Larry would say. And you get this thing ready to go because everyone's going to be pushing to be a...
Oh boy, NASCAR overtime, and you got your boy Justin Allgaier on the front row, and then Brandon Jones will be pushing Allgaier on the outside, and Austin Cindric on the inside. It'll be interesting to see if anybody spins the tires. First car on fresh tires was Brett Moffitt, third car on the outside. And let's go. Oh, good restart by the inside. Allgaier has a good restart, but terrible restart by Brandon Jones. Oh, horrible restart by the outside again. And the Cendric checks up, though, and Kyle Busch is just gone again. Unless there is another caution. I just don't see anybody catching him. Oh, they are swirly back there, though. They are swirling in. Kyle Busch is just gone. Is he going to get the white flag? Is it going to be over? And I think Kyle Busch is going to get the white flag. But all guys are still there. He may be able to make a charge at him. Only 2/10 between them. Oh, he's trying as hard as he can. But Kyle Busch is just, I mean, Kyle Busch has been the best car all day. If he wins this race, it's the best car won this race. And it looks like Kyle Busch is going to be your winner at Texas, where he'll collect his 10th victory at Texas Motor Speedway. And Kyle Busch wins, followed by Allgaier, Cendric, Hemrick, Jones, Allmendinger, Gregson, Moffitt, Haley, Annette, Sieg, Herbst, Brown, Clements, Castle round out your top 15. Then Buford, Williams, LeBay, Barry, and Starr, your top 20. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's all for this. We stream the SRX race later tonight.
See that.